Alright, today we go in Bahamas. Look at this. It's pretty big islands here, chain of islands. So we're gonna be interesting to see how those people actually live. Probably on the main island, it's gonna be the main, let's say, activity. And even the capital here, I think it's called Nassau. Let's say it's Nassau. So yeah, first of all, don't forget to subscribe if you like those kind of videos. And who knows, maybe I already make your country. If not, I will definitely make it at some point. Now, Bahamas has a population around 400,000 people, and you can see here still on the rise, but look at this growing rate pretty much going down constantly. So 1955, only 93,000 people living in these islands with a growing rate about 2.4%. That will be roughly around 2,000 people. Migration Ozone Plus with 790 people, median age around 18 years old, and fertility rate, one of those nonsense, 4.8, at some point was even 5, above 5. Urban population 52%. Now, fast forward to 2025, population grew tremendously, more than 4 times. Now it's 403,000 people, you can see, and pretty much it's going to rise a bit. Yearly change around 0.4%, that will be roughly around 1,700 people. Median age, migrants around 935, and median age around 35 years old. Fertility rate now much more manageable, 1.3, 1.4, and they got below replacement, I think, in 2010, right here, around that year. And now urban population is around 88%. Now in the future, they're gonna say by 2050 population is gonna be around 424,000 people. So you can see still rising, but not exactly huge rise, 0.05% increase, and the yearly change is gonna be around 201 people. And most of them is gonna be from migration. Look at this, 1,144 they estimated. So it's gonna be clearly the driver of the population growing is gonna be from migrants. Median age around 42 years old, fertility rate 1.4, rise a bit but not that much, and urban population 99%. So you can see pretty much migration was were on plus for all time, so clearly things are doing pretty well there. Life expectancy in Bahamas, well, very good. 75 years old for both sexes, females 78 and males 71. Very high numbers. Infant mortality rate 10.4 and death under age of 5 12.2. Those also are a huge number, but now on the bad side, I don't think the medical system is that well funded there. Let's call it like that. In Bahamas, the Bahamas, they speak English. As you can see here, very close to America, so gonna be pretty easy to go in a vacation there. 90% blacks and only 4.7% whites, and 2.1 mixed. There are 93 Christians and no religion around 4.5. So yeah, and folk religion 1.9. So not that much. So yeah, not that much talk about their demographics. Well, pretty interesting. And see some male surplus in population by the age of 40, and then they're going a much bigger compared with the male surplus, much bigger female surplus. Well, the pyramid looks kind of stable, I have to say. I don't see it getting narrowed, but still pretty safe, I would say, for the future for them. Economic, well, GDP is around 15 billion US dollars and PPP around 16 billion US dollars. So not that much, but the growing rate is consistent but very small. Per capita, it's around 36,000 US dollars, which is pretty good, and PPP 38,000, which is good for them, I would say. They're doing pretty good per capita so far. 2.1 in agriculture, 7.1 in industry, then 90% in services. So yeah, probably that's why they're doing pretty well. 2.2% inflation in 2018, so that's kind of far away. Doesn't count that much, I would say. Human Development Index, I didn't add these metrics, but it's 0.805. What I'm interested in, look at this, main exports to USA and imports still from the USA. So yeah, pretty huge interest for the US market, I would say. But unemployment from 2009, this is very long away. There was like 14%, so pretty high, I would say. So yeah, corruption in Bahamas. Let's see how they're doing there. Hopefully not that bad, but we're gonna see. I don't know exactly how they call it, Bahamas or the Bahamas. Barbados, Bahamas, right here. So they have around 65 points and they rise 2 points. 65 is not that bad, but still not on the blue side, let's call it like that. So yeah, perceived as less corrupt than other countries, so that's gonna be a good thing. So they have relatively low corruption, The growing population, well, it's not that much, but they have a lot of from the migrants. So far so good. GDP per capita, pretty good for them. And inequality, let's see how well they're doing in these metrics. Well, in Bahamas they are high income and they scored 41 in 2013. Okay, it's kind of a long time ago, but 41, it's a very low score, I would say. They are perceived here as more unequal. Ooh, not exactly that great. Even Albania has scored a better score than them, so yeah. History, you can see already, yeah, they are pretty much a British colony. Not so long ago, it was actually a British colony, a full British colony or a British territory, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, you can see here, British colonies. Ooh, they have some Republic of Pirates. I didn't know there was pirates here. We have a Republic of Pirates. That's worth checking out at some point. I didn't know they have pirates as republics. That's something new, and they keep it for a few good years, I would say, probably golden age, on the golden age of piracy. Now let's see how those people actually, when I try to make this video as short as possible from now on, so I'm gonna stay as little time as possible, because I don't want to make these 1 hour videos anymore. Here the road, yeah, I'm not mad on those dirt roads as long as they're doing pretty well and that is very drivable. I don't find an issue with that. Let's see here how they live. Very straight lines, so very modern, let's say, way of urban design. Roads pretty good. They have like a nice church here. I like the fence. Cables, well, not so much, so yeah, it's pretty manageable, I would say. Looking pretty good so far. They have a pickup truck here, very American influence right there. Small fences, car, and this is from March 2025, so very recently. So I am glad we have those images that are very recent. So yeah, bars on the windows. Well, no. Well, yeah, they have. No, that's actually from the glass. That's not bar from the windows. Yeah, they have those windows shutters because probably they have a lot of hurricane here, and they get hit quite a lot. And yeah, it kind of makes sense. But I don't see bars on the windows. Those are not bars, are just, like I said, a design element. Ooh, look at this car. It got rusted so much. Just start eating from the car. Yeah, roads looks pretty good here, and the cars, judging by them, and keep in mind this is 2025, very recently. Not all of them are exactly new, but they are quite healthy, let's call it like that, in the cars department. Look how huge this one it is. And it's not even the main island, it's like a most southern island probably. Yeah, let's move to another island. Yeah, clearly life on the beach here is going to be amazing. I mean, if you think Caribbean, you think Jamaica, Cuba, and the Bahamas. I think those are the three countries that it's like a household name for Bahamas for the Caribbean. I'm not sure exactly what happened with this car. Probably got wrecked in some sort of again hurricane. But so far some houses are pretty decent. They are spread around. That one actually kind of like it. Now it's some clouds here, which I can see it exactly how I want it. But here on this small island, they are very spread around. Yeah, probably like those Kia Motors, those small cars, pickup trucks, very nice. This one actually pretty good. Cars, they're doing again pretty decent. And again, keep in mind those guys get hit by hurricanes pretty much every year. And this is again 2025, very recently. So probably when they have a car, they get flooded and they just buy another one. And they keep the old one in the yard in case they need some parts from it. Who knows? Yeah, on the road here is pretty good. I mean, just decent. What else? Houses. Well, yeah, kind of on some of them on a very nice side, others on the more, let's say, cheap side. Yeah, but again, for such a small island, I'm not sure exactly how those people do for living here. It just feels like there are 3 people and that's it. But at least everybody knows everybody, which is a good thing. Let's see here if you can have something. They have roads, a lot of those that they are get with the street view, and very recently. I mean, all of them just got in March 2025, which is, again, it's exactly how it looks right now. Roads, again, pretty good. I like it. Nice water, nice weather. Things could be not better than that, I guess. Let's check those people, how they, but they are spread around. I like that. They are spread around, not jamming together. Houses, well, some of them, like I say, pretty good. Others, not so much. Not that many cables, so they can get absolutely, you know, what we saw in South America. And they have hurricane here also. They don't, maybe they don't have that much earthquakes, but hurricanes they have 100% every year. This is a nice house. That I don't think it's a house. But yeah, for just a small islands, this guy just building his house. Not that many neighbors you're gonna have here, and people choose to live here for whatever reason. Not that many. Probably everyone knows everyone on this island. There is no way you can actually do not know someone here. That's probably looks like a church to me. Let me go in the back. Yeah, the sea is very nice. Again, American trucks pretty much everywhere. Or cars made for American markets. That's a garbage truck. Ooh, that's pretty huge. Never see something that big. Maybe it was distorted, I don't know. Yeah, pretty decent. Now, a lot of things going on in here. Maybe somebody working here, but it looks like a lot. Some garbage there, which I kind of don't like it that much. Otherwise, pretty clean. Yeah, here it's in construction, but still they didn't work exactly clean. But I guess it is what it is. Yeah, it's an extremely small island, and people seem to do pretty decent. Definitely they could have done better, but hey, it's better than nothing. Okay, let's move to another island. Ooh. I don't think we have 360 on those islands, just pretty much those street views, and that's it. So yeah, maybe that's why they got them very recently. Here, ooh, let's go here on the beach. I like those colors. This is well maintained, and probably, I'm not sure exactly what it is here, but judging by those two doors, maybe some toilets. I'm not sure. That's an interesting car, and look at the sea. Look at the color. Yeah, that's Bahamas. So GDP per capita is pretty high, but again, that inequality shows that a lot of those people are not gonna live like they should be. So yeah, probably a few rich people, and a lot of them just struggling for food and paying bills, and I don't think even goes to question to build a house, to buy a house here. Maybe it's cheaper to build, I don't know, in those remote islands. That's why probably they go there to build. I believe it's gonna be tremendously expensive to build the garbage there, and a bit more here. That I don't like that, but then the sea looks nice. So yeah, probably it's gonna be extremely expensive to build, to buy a house here, especially if you don't have, say, the land. It's gonna be extremely to build too. Yeah. Otherwise, some of those people seems to do pretty decent. Pretty decent. I like every color. Here it kind of works to have a place like this when houses are not all the same color. Kind of makes sense because they're around. They're spread around a bit, not exactly jammed together. Some have some expensive cars each and there. But yeah, seems to do, it's very quiet here. Just I don't see that many people. I'm not sure exactly what is the work program here, but doesn't seem to have that many. And I don't see 360s on the beach, which is kind of odd because that probably supposed to be the main selling point here. That's why you go in Bahamas. You're going for the beach, going for the weather. Look at those cars. And again, those are very recently. This is March 2025. Okay, we have a 360, but this is probably like a hotel or resort or something like that. Looks pretty nice. Location very close to the to the sea, the ocean here. It looks pretty good. A bit too close, I would say, but again, it's a resort. It's like they like to build them pretty much on the ocean if was possible. Not a big fan of that, but I guess it is what it is. They know they produce income, revenue for the city, so yeah. They're gonna get their way with whatever they ask from the city, so guess it is. Let me check this one. Yeah, I hope on the beach is gonna be much more of those 360s, but so far not even one. I didn't see them, especially on those wild beach. Ooh, we have some communities here. Let's see them. Some garbage here which I don't like, I have to say. Otherwise the lands here are pretty big, which, like I say, it's a good starting point for everyone. Don't have to struggle for land. Looks pretty nice. Can you go here? Unfortunately no. Yeah, design wise, well, pretty basic, I would say. Pretty much every house looks almost the same. But look at this land, how big it is. This is how exactly how it's supposed to live. See, that's supposed to be one piece of land right there, exactly like this guy. This one's supposed to be just for everyone. Doesn't matter where you are. If you cannot build like that, or if you don't have the space for that, just limit the number of population. You're gonna end up with a much better, let's say, communities in the end, than just pretty much jam it everyone together and hope for the best. It doesn't work like that anymore, I guess. This is the airstrip, the airport. Probably every those islands have something like that. Yeah, very small communities spreading around on this island. And ooh, here they have some pools. Here, I think that's the rich part of the island. Roads, well, not so great, I have to say. Houses here, yeah, a bit better. I like this one. See, just one level, you don't need that much. Looking great. This one the same. Let me see a bit closer. Yeah, pretty good. Not as luxury as we saw with others, but still pretty decent. What is happening? Why I cannot go there? I want to check this one. Let's see. Yeah, I like it. You know, spread around, have some space. Even though the road doesn't look that great, doesn't feel like. But the land, it's pretty big. See, they have not as big as we saw with the other guy, but they have some decent space between them, which is pretty good. Look how far this island goes. Here, I have a feeling things are not going that well. Again, March 2025, so very recently, which is pretty good. Oh no, actually pretty decent. Again, big yards. Yeah, okay, not that great, but still. Okay, what else? Let's go move to other islands. Oh, look how many there are. Let's move on this main one, because those small ones, I don't think we're gonna see much. Oh, here is actually quite a lot. Let me check real quick this one. Oh, they have a pool here. And those guys probably doing pretty well. Again, they got in the same month here. So I'm not sure exactly. Probably they transport their cars with a boat here, because you know it's islands. There's no way they're gonna fly them here. I don't think that's an option. It's gonna be way too expensive. So they just put them on the boat and go here. And in 1 month, those guys, whoever are those guys, Bahamas, the island of Bahamas, they're doing a very good job. Those 360s are very well done. And all of them in 1 month, in March 2025, maybe they got in I don't know, in more than 1 month, and they just posted in 1 month, but still, they did a good job. They did a good job, good for them. Here, you don't even see the houses. That's nice. See, that's how well they hide them. Pretty good one. I like it. Hopefully, but I have a feeling it's not the case. The housing market is not gonna be that expensive and that unaffordable for the regular people, but I think we kind of make some dreams here unrealistic ones. But houses are pretty decent. Again, hopefully they're gonna be at least manageable in that department. That's one actually pretty nice. I like this one. And see the trash cans, I believe those are pretty good, pretty good. I like it, really like it. Here probably this guy works in I don't know, for the phone company. This house not so much, it looks way too bigger than I would like to see. Okay, let's go to the main island. Oh no, let's go here on the beach. We have some 360. I want to check the beach. Yeah, looking pretty nice. 2017 here. We didn't think there is such a thing as pandemics outside the movies, but we got hit with one 3 years later. Let's check this one again. Houses pretty well spread around. Not that many trees that I would like to see, but still they have a few. That's a bus station, which is looking pretty good, I have to say. This is the trash can, which is not exactly a trash can, it's just like a barrel cut or without a lid, but still. Roads pretty decent. Again, keep in mind this part of the world, this Bahamas, this country, these islands get hit by hurricane every single year, so it's not gonna be exactly an easy way to live here. I think this is the idea for apartments, which is a bit strange because you can build individual houses, it's gonna look much better, but fine. This one, see, much better, but again, probably they live in like 2 families here. That one pretty nice, doing pretty well, I like it. But again, they have some pretty healthy GDP per capita. This one I thought was gonna be the main island, but no, look at this. This is the biggest one. Oh, let me check here. Look at this, the biggest one, and pretty empty. Just on the east side, we're gonna see some population here. Again, from March 2025, sorry. Roads pretty good. Garbage pretty bad. They have a phone booth. Ooh, I don't think it's working. There is no way things like this still working in 2025, especially here. There's no way. Yeah, that garbage, I don't like it. This house, not exactly in a good shape. Cables on those poles, pretty manageable, but we saw better. This one, again, not that wow. Here is the southern part of the island, so yeah, probably is the poorest communities, and that's why they don't do it and don't do so well. Let's move upwards. Let's see if you can see some improvements. Here looks like a store or something like that, I'm not sure. Ooh. Yeah, roads the same quality, not so great. Not sure exactly how long this strip it is, but it looks to be pretty long. And this is where it stops. Let's check these ones. This one is pretty good. Those ones looks abandoned to me, and probably they are abandoned. All right, let's move upwards. Here, 400,000 people so far. I don't see them, even though they're that well spread around, or they're just everyone in one place and I didn't see it yet. Look how many cars they have. It's the same like we saw in Pacific. They keep buying cars, or maybe, I don't know, they just get flooded and they just have to keep them. I'm not sure, but there is a lot of cars on those islands in the Pacific, and here the same. Ooh, probably where the rich people are living, right there. Where that is, on the other side. All right, we don't have that much 360 there, but or a street view, but let's see what we can find. Yeah, gated community, that's why. That's why they're doing pretty well. This is from March. They changed the car, I guess. That was a gray car, this is the red one. Yeah, we got hit pretty hard there. Oh, here the same, probably. I'm not sure exactly what's happening here, but they didn't allow the access, I guess. So some rescue, some military base. What is this? They got right to the gate. Let's see it. Oh, it's not even available. Oh, this one is available. Checkpoint. Yeah, probably. Not sure exactly what's here. Probably is the naval base. I'm not sure. I see some ships here, but I don't think they're military. Not that interested anyway, so yeah. Here, very small community of people. It's just, again, spread them around. Have like 3 houses here. And they're kind of far away from the beachfront properties that they could have. Roads got a bit better. Houses, well, not so much. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on to the capital. Yeah, see, probably everyone lives here in the capital, and I think it is right here, the NASA, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Let's see. Have some golf course here. Ooh, let's check this one first. Oh, some nice villa with pools there. Yeah, that's the Bahamas vibe. And look at those houses. Ooh, from above they're in 3D. Okay, those are for rich ones, not just rich. Those are probably less than 1%. Oh, they have some 360. Probably is for renting or selling. Who knows? Oh no, it's from above. See, that's, I don't think even 1% of the population living in there. Probably like 0.1%, and the world, not just in Bahamas. In Bahamas, probably the same. Yeah, those how everybody should live, exactly like this. A bit more. Okay, those houses are a bit on the big side to me, so a bit smaller with the slightly bigger lands, and everybody should live like that. See, it looks amazing. Let me check this one. Hopefully it's not the same. No, it's from the balcony. Okay, nice view, nice privacy. See, that's why you need plants to don't see the neighbors. That's great. I believe even if you plant plants in your yard, it's gonna instantly make it look much better, more luxurious, I would say. Yeah, definitely here is the rich part of the island so far. On this island, it just looks like that, like over the street view level. Yeah, it looks like that. I don't see barbed wires, I don't see bars on the windows, so the crime rate, most likely it's way lower than we saw in Central America, and even though in other parts here in Caribbean, like Cuba or Puerto Rico or Jamaica. So yeah, probably especially on this island, at least the rich island, I'm not sure exactly how they call it, but a rich island could be a good name. They doing pretty good. Probably, I don't know, some of those houses are owned by people outside the country. Oh, that's a nice one. Even they have some small history here. Ooh. Probably, yeah, most of them are, or at least some of them, they are from foreign people owned. Not that many probably on the ooh, look at those hotels. You always see pictures from this one, not from the native population, for the Bahamas citizens, but still it's looking pretty good. Those houses, they are clearly well maintained and well built, so I don't think those houses even get hit by the hurricanes, or maybe they were built focusing in their mind like, hey, we have to make one that's gonna stand the test of the hurricane. Yeah, a lot of people here on the beach. It looks nice, a bit crowded for me. Those hotels, they are pretty much iconic for these islands. Looking pretty good. Oh, they have a tunnel here. Yeah, those apartments, hopefully they're from renting, but like I say, such a nice island, you stay there on the in apartments. What is happening here? They have a tool, or it's just, yeah, do you have to pay a tax to go here? What? That's kind of stupid on this island. This is how you get in, or maybe just don't allow anyone to go there. But no, you can probably go. Oh no, this one you can. Huh, not sure exactly what's happened there. Here it seems to be free, I guess. But on this part, they have some sort of the tool. Not sure exactly. Okay, let's move to, we'll see probably the main population, the native population, and let's move just right across them. Let's see how things are here. It is the same, where I can see a lot of cars, a lot of garbage. Probably that's a dog right there. And a lot of poverty. Right next to that, extreme luxury. Extreme luxury, that was extreme luxury. Again, a junkyard here with cars getting smashed. Some garbage here that I don't like. Houses. Okay, this one's pretty decent, but not that wow. It feels like here they're gonna jam it everyone together. They're gonna have some flashbacks. Let's call it like that. Pretty poverty, I'll say, pretty poor. Yeah, they don't, a lot of dogs here, probably gonna get bit by one if you go there. Things are not looking great for those guys. On the other side, it was pretty good, I kinda like it, but just right next to them, boom, poverty. Maybe here on the front beach property is gonna be better because we can see something nice there. Yeah, here it's better. Look at this, those are nice. I like the colors. I like the road, cables, yeah, a bit on the too much side, but not extreme. Again, nice house, nice little house. Front beach properties. We have a Volkswagen here, so very European. Audis you kind of expect to see them, but Volkswagens not that much, I would say. But here clearly they have. Mercedes 2025, pretty old I would say, but still Mercedes, I guess. House, okay, decent. A bit of the high of the fence here, I don't like it. Here it's much better, no fence. Just park your car there, clean and nice. This one, I like these plants. I have one of those in my yard too. My parents' yard looks amazing. I like it. Ooh, that's a new Mercedes. They're doing much better here. This guy is doing much better. Yeah, pretty good here. On this side is pretty good, but look at this. I got ice guys with pools. Even here looks like, ooh, that the rich neighborhoods here. Let's check them. Look at this. Every single one of them almost, I would say, they have a pool. So clearly it's gonna be a much richer neighborhood. Much nicer houses. Yeah, it looks better. It looks better. Road is pretty good. Garbage, well, not so much. I would say a bit here, but probably just because they have the trash can right there. So I'm gonna forget that for a second. Not gonna pick on that. Ooh, that's an expensive car here. What is this? I can't see it, but looks expensive to me. Yeah, they're doing much better here. And keep in mind, every single one of those has a pool, as we can see from above. So those are the good neighborhoods. Let's check them just a few meters down the road onto the street. I would say not exactly the same level, but still a bit better than what we saw on the other street. Yeah, pretty decent here too. Kind of like it too here. Let's go here random. Like I said, always go randomly on the map. I'm not choosing the good ones, I'm not choosing the bad one. It's just I want to see how things. I hate this Nissan Micra, it's a horrible car. Pretty random. I can miss a lot of good things, I can mix a lot of bad things too. That's why I say just always go randomly on this map to see exactly the average, let's say, how these countries, states, islands look. And this one looks pretty good. I like this house, it's very nice. Here the same, pretty good. give me that island vibe. Ooh, I like this color. That's definitely a Bahamas color. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on to, ooh, this one, the rich, 100%, the rich of the rich, and it's a gated community, so they don't even have access to that. But let's check these ones. I saw some pools, so they're doing pretty well here too, I guess. Yeah. Not exactly poor standards, 100%. Oh, look at that Mercedes right there. Again, expensive cars. I like the colors, just those turquoise, I think they call it, or cyan, depends where you are. Looking pretty good. Even this green, it's foam cream, I think they call it, or something like that. Looks pretty good, pretty good. The BMW, that's a 5 Series right there. It's a F10, I guess. Yeah, pretty good. I like it. Here they're doing pretty nice. They have again some bad ones. Ooh, those are the richest again, richest of the richest. Let's see the differences. So a lot of green, a lot of nice new tarmac, nice new roads, nice houses, nice front yards. Yeah, this is the gem right here. This is how they supposed to live. Everybody, this is how it's supposed to be. It's exactly how it's supposed to be. I want to see this guy. If you can see inside, yeah, just a bit. This is exactly how it's supposed to be for everyone on the planet, not just here. I'm wondering somebody make at some point, you know, talk about 1% they're living great, 10% they're living also great. Actually, some real numbers. How many people actually live like this? And what would be the number that can support a life like this of the people? And maybe we should try to have that number in each country, so they can have like a target to reduce the population to that number at some point. That would be interesting, because that's the idea. Everybody's supposed to be like that, live like that. But clearly, with those numbers that we have now, there is no way in hell people are gonna live like that. Unfortunately, again, they don't have 360s on the beach, which is pretty strange. That's kind of the main point of this country, the beach. Here again, one of those huge houses. Not sure exactly who owns that, but clearly they paid that guy to clean the bushes. Yeah, expensive. Everything here. That's what I'm seeing. Bahamas house. That's exactly what I'm thinking. Something exactly like that. Again, unfortunately, you cannot go on the beach. Just here. That's kind of a shame. Yeah, looking pretty nice. They have this channel. Probably separate them from the others, but at least they have access to those streets, which is pretty good. Here, things not so bad. I like the street. I like the vegetation. Looking pretty nice. Also in a house, pretty nice. Cars, pretty nice. Yeah, they're doing great. Here they made it. Let's check those guys. Oh, they have some pools there. Probably even those guys doing pretty decent. Yeah, they have Mercedes here. Ooh, that red one. Another Mercedes, a big fan. They're big fans of the Mercedes and European cars. House is not so bad. Again, see, if they don't have that trees, those plants, doesn't look that luxurious. So that's one of the key that I say. If you have plants and no cables, or at least very few of the cables, it's gonna look instantly way better, immediately. Start planting plants. Talk to your local, I don't know, whatever they have there, council, mayor, whatever system they use. It could look much better with just a few trees. You need tall trees to actually cover the road and have some privacy from every single individual. And like I say, it's gonna look much better. If you get lucky enough to have a big land, let's say, or a bigger land, not jamming everyone together, kind of won the lottery there, I would say. It would look instantly better. Some guy has a pool here, but not everybody's doing that well. Road here, not so great, but this abandoned cars doesn't look that great there either. This house, pretty nice. Those cables, not so much. That's a Lexus, I think. That's expensive. No, I think it's a Lexus. Where the poorly people are? Besides that we saw there. Do they have? They have to have some poor people. That Gini coefficient has to translate in something. Or maybe how this poor looks like. I mean, we saw that street there, but it can be just one street and that's it. Here again, pretty decent. Not that many trees, which is sucks, but pretty decent. Yeah, kind of like it. Let's move away. Yeah, this island is gonna be the main one. Let me go a bit on the beach here, just to clear the things up. Oh yeah. Oh, look at this. Look at this strip right here, looking amazing. Yeah, Bahamas, it is a household name in Caribbean, we have to say. Yeah, here definitely rich, guys. Let's just confirm that. Yeah, see, trees, much better. Need a bit more than that, but still looking pretty great. Yeah, even the house. Oh, I like this color. Pretty nice, pretty nice. Yeah, like I said, we confirmed that the rich people there, they like baseball. All those neighborhoods are brand new built. This one not exactly brand new, but pretty good. Yeah, I like it. Some available rent probably. Ooh, they have some bars on the windows here. Okay, we find one, but it's just one guy. I didn't see it that much, so yeah, I don't think it's count. Ooh, I don't know what car is this, but it looks amazing. And they have a BMW 3 Series, and this one looks like a Suzuki, but I don't think so. I'm not sure exactly, but they're looking nice. Ooh, we have, let me see again, some bars. Yeah, somebody has some bars on the windows here. Well, not all of them, so maybe, I don't know, it's a design feature, but I don't like it that much. Yeah, here those are not bars, are just windows. Ooh, somebody abandoned house here. Okay, not exactly the richest of the rich, but still pretty good. Yeah, everybody has a pool here. I don't need to mention. Rich neighborhoods with very narrow streets. Nice palm trees on the side. A BMW in the yard. Yeah, pretty rich. Pretty rich. So poor people, not that many, I guess. It seems to do pretty well, most of the population, but again, that Gini coefficient kind of worries me a bit. It has to be somewhere. But I guess, yeah, pretty much they're doing pretty well even here. Here, yeah, probably is gonna be the poor neighborhood, judging by the garbage, abandoned cars. Not sure exactly if somebody lives here, I hope not. Doesn't look that. What is going on in here? You can buy fridges here. Or they're free to take. If the poorest of the poorest looks like that, it's pretty decent. If it looks like that, not so much, but that probably looks like an abandoned house. If that the worst of the worst, it's pretty good. We see way worse in Haiti, for example. And yeah, you can clean up the streets, I would say, but keep the cars inside your yards, just gonna look much better. Somebody has a party there. Yeah, clearly not that clean or nice, but keep in mind, just if you clean the streets from the cars, bad buildings, plant some plants, you could be on the good way. So yeah, probably the land is gonna be, or the house is gonna be definitely cheaper on this side of the island. Yeah, clearly that's how this is the poor side. Not sure if it's the poorest, but see, the city has to go here and they're supposed to clean this one, I would say, even though it's a private property. Then just send the bill if it doesn't clean their own yards. Otherwise, it's looking pretty decent, even in those bad ones, in the bad neighborhoods. It is pretty decent. And probably we can see them by the way the streets are. Which one is the worst, which one is the best. Somebody built something there, or maybe they demolished, who knows. Oh yeah, once the population we're gonna start going down, those things is gonna be much more manageable and easy a lot of those, ooh, those are almost brand new car. And look at this, what happened to this? um yeah, probably gonna see less and less of those things, clearly, with lowering the corruption also. It's gonna be great. The medical system, again, not that great so far, but maybe with time again we're gonna see some improvement there. Yeah, looking pretty nice everywhere you go, with a few exceptions, I have to say it, just the way it is. It's not gonna be perfect, let's face it. There's no such a thing as perfect country, but in Bahamas they're getting pretty close, I would say. Pretty close, especially on the main island. Yeah, we're gonna be on the other islands, things are not going that well, but probably that's why a lot of people come here. That's why I'm saying, when we're gonna see the population going down, it's gonna be a different story. They already are, I would say, around 402. They're gonna end the year around the 403,000, and by 2050 probably is gonna be the last year of growing, if not even less, earlier than that, 425. So just roughly 20,000 people to add, which is not that much. A lot of them is gonna be from migrants, which that should keep an eye on that. Look at this. Probably by 2040 is gonna be the driving of the population is gonna be from migration, and the native population is gonna go down. Pretty interesting to see how it's gonna land by 2050. Again, probably you're gonna see less than this. I'm not sure exactly why they keep those cars. If they're just junk cars, it doesn't even look great. It just, I don't know, they have to be recycled. You can make some money on those cars. They have aluminium, copper, steel. That could be some decent value. Yeah, I think that's the Bahamas video. Looks pretty good overall. Yeah, on the touristy island, on the touristy side, and the rich ones right here. Probably most likely extremely expensive to live there. Very close to Florida, especially from this one. Oh yeah, we have some population here too. Let's check those immediately. Looks like brand new neighborhoods here to me. Yeah, they definitely done a great job here. The road's a bit too, I would say, a bit too wide, or maybe just because they have these sidewalks or whatever. Not like a sidewalk, but look how nice they are. See, they are spreading around pretty decent here. Well, I will expect a bit more, but still pretty good. So they have some sort of an idea how they're supposed to build. Now they need a lot of trees here to make it even better. But they are on the good road with this type of constructions here. Okay, so probably a lot of people are gonna live here too, not just in the capital. Looking pretty good. Roads decent, especially from this part. We're not gonna use it that much, so yeah, not gonna hit like heavy trucks here and stuff like that. I'm not sure exactly why we want to park on the grass when you can park on your drive alley, whatever. Here it looks like every single one of those are brand new, judging by how they build it. It just feels like that. It doesn't feel like a very old construction. Maybe they are very recently made, because look at this. Those are how new construction are made. And they have some decent, actually pretty good standards here. Again, they miss a lot of trees. With trees, it's gonna improve tremendously. Vegetation and trees is gonna improve that 10 times better. 10 times immediately. Immediately we're gonna get 10 times better. Those are for the extremely rich one. We see those houses. There is no way some impoverished guy is gonna live there. Hopefully it's gonna be from above, so we can have, no, it's not from above, but yeah, it looks like in a development area here, I have to say. Clearly it's not exactly finished, but all of those look pretty good here. I was expected to see getting hit by hurricane. The road's not so great. Some abandoned cars here. Yeah, new constructions, a lot of cars again. A lot of things going on here, but pretty decent here too. Not, wow, ooh, that's a nice BMW. That's a nice house. A bit jammed together, I would say, but still. Ooh, that's a nice house. That's great. That's exactly how everybody's supposed to live. Something like that, definitely worth living. They have this street, the road here on the ocean. Yeah, pretty nice, I would say. Yeah, they're doing pretty well. It's just no matter where you go, they have again some bad areas like everyone else. Just not gonna be perfect, let's face it, but pretty good, pretty good. And even here, let's check those ones, pretty decent. Again, I don't see that many, probably with one exception, that bars on the windows, so crime rate could be very low here. Ooh, probably got involved in some sort of a hurricane. Ooh, that's an expensive one, at least look expensive. Dual exhaust, always expensive. Yeah, here pretty nice, probably a nice place to live, especially by 2050 you're gonna have a much better idea. Hopefully it's gonna be like having cheap houses, or at least affordable, but I'm not sure how much they can afford here. But yeah, looking pretty good, I have to say. It's very close to Florida, very close to America. Probably the greatest destination for vacation for a lot of Americans here. Cuba, Jamaica, and Bahamas, and even Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico. Those one are probably the main one they're gonna visit, and some of them in Mexico, but I think this one in Caribbean, it's a much better choice. Yeah, so again, check the other videos, and see you next time. And also, as always, if you are from this country or you visited and you have something to say, maybe I missed something, just leave a comment and maybe you can start a discussion. So yeah, see you next time.